Welcome to our webinar series with today's focus on supporting menopause in the workplace. My name's Sian Collin. I'm a HR Advisor here at THSP, and I've been leading the menopause work here and supporting our clients. If you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the chat box and we will answer these as best we can. My colleague Andrew Wilson, who's our Employment Law Director, is on hand and will be reviewing this throughout. So menopause and perimenopause shouldn't be a taboo subject, and everyone should feel that they can have a conversation with their line manager, especially when they need guidance and advice. It is a natural stage of life which is experienced by around half of the workforce at some point, and many employees with menopause symptoms, which can be severe, feel they have to suffer in silence. Everyone will know someone in their life who has or will be affected by the menopause, be it a mother, sister, partner, colleagues, or friends. The menopause can include stages pre and post, and they can affect individuals in very different ways. This can affect individuals who may not identify as women, but are biologically so. So you must be sensitive and supportive towards this. Lack of support for employees experiencing perimenopause and menopausal symptoms can result in resignations if they do not feel supported, and any loss of employees due to this is detrimental for any organisation. It is important that organisations see the benefit and the value of supporting employees through this process. The Equality and Human Rights Commission has highlighted that menopause symptoms could be defined as a disability, and as such, an employer will be under a legal obligation to make reasonable adjustments. This will also be under a legal obligation to not directly or indirectly discriminate because of the disability or subject the woman to disability arising from this, to any discrimination arising from the disability. With the recent change in government, Labour have already highlighted their menopause plan policy, which would introduce the right to leave for women who are suffering from symptoms of menopause. They will require large employees with over 250 employees to produce menopause action plans, produce their plans, and communicate policies to employees through training. Labour's policy will not set out specific requirements for employees, allowing the action plans to be tailored to different workplaces. Employers will be required to submit their plans eventually to existing government portal used for gender pay reporting. But that shouldn't prevent any female worker feeling that they are important. They aren't important. Every employer should take positive action to support their female colleagues. The Labour Party plans on issuing guidance on how to compose plans and will publish guidance for employees on uniform and workplace temperature issues, as well as flexible working and menopause leave and absence. The menopause can cause a range of physical and psychological symptoms, which can be different for each individual. However, the menopause needn't be an awkward or embarrassing topic, and even simple changes to someone's working environment can make a huge difference to their well-being and work output. Employee responsibilities. It is important that employees prioritise their personal health and well-being. If they are struggling with any aspect of their role as a result of symptoms associated with menopause, they should report any concerns they may have to their line manager, who must treat the matter with complete confidence. Physical symptoms of the menopause can vary, but can include the following: hot flushes, insomnia, fatigue, headaches, skin irritation, urinary problems, night sweats, weight gain, muscle and joint stiffness. As a result of the above, or as an extension of the hormone imbalance, individuals going through the menopause can also experience psychological difficulties. This is including depression, anxiety, panic attacks, irritability, problems with memory and concentration, also known as brain fog, and loss of confidence. In order to ensure they can be provided with the best support possible, you should encourage your employees to be open and honest in these conversations. Supporting colleagues and employer responsibilities. Supporting colleagues. There is an expectation for all employees to conduct themselves in a helpful and open-minded manner towards their employees, and for employees to behave in the same way to their colleagues. Approachability. When responding to an employee experiencing difficulties caused by the menopause, line managers should maintain an open door policy so their employees feel comfortable in approaching them. Line managers should support employees to talk openly about their current situation and should not make presumptions about how it's affecting them. Line managers will normally be the first point of contact if an employee needs to discuss their health concerns or make adjustments to their role. Line managers need to be confident in their role regarding managing and supporting colleagues with menopausal symptoms. They need to understand and reduce the barriers that could potentially prevent a colleague going through the menopause transition from performing or unable to develop to their full potential. Line managers need to be able to identify appropriate workplace changes or adjustments to support team members and help them thrive at work. Employers need to be able to foster an inclusive working environment in which everyone is treated fairly. Workplace adjustments. If symptoms are affecting your employee's work, they should be encouraged and supported to speak with a line manager for support or reasonable adjustments. The employee doesn't need a medical certificate or to qualify as disabled for their manager to arrange reasonable adjustments. The aim of the adjustments will be to remove or reduce the disadvantage created by their symptoms so they can succeed at work. If they're experiencing difficulties at work or debilitating symptoms, possible adjustments might include flexible working hours or the option to work from home when required. Once you have agreed on what adjustments are reasonable, these should be reviewed regularly to ensure the employee is getting the right support. In order to assist with their daily duties, you as line manager should explore making adjustments to their role or working environment with the aim of reducing the effect that the menopause is having on them. We acknowledge that the menopause affects each individual in a different way, so no adjustment should be made without fully discussing it with the employee first. Once the adjustments are agreed, they will be reviewed on an ongoing basis to ensure they are having the required effect. Adjustments should be tailored to an individual employee's specific needs, and I'll just work through some guidance that has been recommended recently by the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development. So if somebody is suffering with sleep disruption or night sweats, you could recognise that someone may take more short-term absence if they've had a difficult night. Consider a change to shift patterns or the ability to swap shifts on a temporary basis. Offer a flexible working arrangement, for example, a later start and finish time. Where possible, ensure employees know they can work from home on an ad hoc basis if they've had a tough night. Hot flashes. You could look at ways to cool the working environment. For example, provide a fan, move a desk close to a window, or adjust the air conditioning. Provide easy access to cold drinking water and washrooms. Adapt uniforms to improve comfort, or limit the time wearing personal protective equipment. Heavy or irregular periods. You could look to provide easy access to washroom and toilet facilities. Allow for more frequent breaks to go to the toilet. Be understanding about someone working from home if they have very heavy bleeding. Make sanitary products available in washrooms. and make it easy to request extra uniforms if needed. Headaches and fatigue. Consider a temporary adjustment to someone's work duties. Provide a quiet area to work. Provide access to a restroom. Offer easy access to drinking water. Allow regular breaks and opportunities to take medication. Muscular aches and joint pain. Make any necessary temporary adjustments through a review of risk assessments and work schedules. Allow someone to move around or stay mobile if that helps. Psychological issues, and this can include anxiety, poor concentration, stress, and well-being. Encourage employees to discuss concerns at one-to-one meetings with their line managers and/or occupational health. Discuss possible adjustments to tasks and duties that are proving a challenge. Address work-related stress by carrying out a stress risk assessment recommended by the Health and Safety Executive. Signpost to an employee assistance program, EAP if you have one, or counselling service if it's available. Identify a supportive colleague to talk to away from the office or work area, such as a wellbeing champion or mental health first aider. Allow time when needed to have some quiet time or undertake relaxation or mindfulness activities. Provide access to a quiet space to work or the opportunity to work from home. Have agreed protected time to catch up with work. Discuss whether it would be helpful for the employee to see their GP if they haven't already. Other examples of adjustments could include providing private areas for employees to rest, recover, or make a telephone call to access personal or professional support. Ensure working time arrangements are flexible enough to meet the needs of the menopausal employee. For example, they may need more breaks during the day or may need to leave work suddenly if their symptoms become severe. Facilitate a comfortable working environment wherever possible, including adequate drinking water supplies, temperature-controlled areas, and access to toilets and showers or washing facilities. Remember that menopause symptoms can fluctuate, so take a flexible approach and check in regularly with the individual. The company and organisation would be legally obliged by the Equality Act 2010 to make reasonable adjustments to an employee's role or working conditions if they have a disability that places them at a disadvantage when performing their role, and we will should ensure compliance with these obligations in this regard. I appreciate that the term reasonable will be reflected differently with different organisations, and some adjustments, depending on roles, are not always possible. However, companies need to look at what they can do and how they can be flexible. Risk assessments. Risk assessments should consider the specific needs of menopausal employees and ensure that the working environment will not make their symptoms worse. Making simple changes to the working environment can help to alleviate the impact of symptoms. A risk assessment should look at the issues such as temperature and ventilation, the materials in the uniform or corporate clothing, access to toilet facilities, and access to cold water. Managing performance. If someone's performance is suffering, it is important to help them address the root cause. In some cases, menopause symptoms can be so serious that they affect a person's performance at work. In this situation, it is in everyone's interests, yours, your employees, and your employers, to discuss potential adjustments that could help the individual perform to their full potential. Where they are suspected or known health issues, these should be explored prior to any formal processes for underperformance. Performance management should not be just a one-off annual appraisal meeting. It is most effective when it's proactive, informal, and based on a regular and constructive feedback. They need to be able to build trust-based relationships and two-way dialogue. and make it easier to address any underlying health issues. If you don't address the issues of poor performance, any solutions are unlikely to resolve, and problems can spiral into sickness absence. How do I manage health issues affecting performance? You should have regular informal catch-ups, approach performance conversations supportively and positively, take any health issues fully into account where there is underperformance on the part of an individual, identify any extra support or coaching the person may benefit from, set reasonable timescales for improvements. At THSP, we are happy to support and provide guidance to companies regarding supporting their employees with menopause and perimenopause. We are able to provide policies and guidance as well as toolkits to support management. We are also able to offer e-learning training and support for line managers to give them guidance and understanding of how to support their employees. Please see attached a number of useful resources, and these will be added to the chat and sent out to all participants. There is the NHS guidance on menopause, the Bupa Women's Health Hub and menopause support, the Women's Health Concern, which is the patient arm of the British Menopause Society, the DAISY Network, which supports individuals going into premature menopause, Henpicked, Menopause in the Workplace, Talking Menopause, Menopause Matters, Menopause Support, and My Menopause Doctor. As I said, these will be added to the chat. For any existing customers, we are including in this webinar, we do offer current versions of a menopause at work policy in the staff handbooks we provide. We also have checklist and manager's guidance on our client accessible platform, My THSP. We are able to offer e-learning support on this topic. This is a 30-minute online course which provides guidance on how the employees can be supportive to employees going through the menopause. For today only, we are able to offer this course at a discounted price of £10 plus VAT per person. The tickets for the course are able to purchase until 11:45 p.m. tonight. If you're interested, please see the link below and we will also add it to the chat.